guys. I did an earlier reading today for Valentine's Day, but I wanted to come on again because I felt like there was a huge shift since I did that reading earlier today. So I think that's good. That's progress. So now that I have more time, I'm home from school. I wanted to do like a really sort of more in-depth reading because that one was just super quick. I really wanted to just get it up and get it out there. But I want to go more in-depth. So let's see what the energies are right now for the union. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, so the overall energy is the lovers. Well, that's good because I'm inquiring about the union of the lovers. So I'm going to put that, well, you can't see that. Well, you know it's there. Okay. So first off, we got the Three of Wands and the Moon. The Three of Wands in reverse. So this is about making a decision and kind of waiting for the decision you've made to come to fruition. It can also be about travel. It can also be about coming up in reverse. I feel like it's that the decision hasn't really been made yet, but it's being thought about. So that's the beginning stages of the decision-making process, which is good. And then we've got the Moon right side up, which with these two together, it's about intuition. So using your intuition to make this decision, whatever it is. And this is for the collective. This is for both divine masculine and divine feminine. So whatever decision that we're hesitating to make, it's going to require us to use our intuition to make it. Let's get a couple more clarifiers on that, and then I'll move on to the rest of them. So we got the King of Cups and the Five of Swords in reverse. So making this decision to move forward with love, to give a really solid offer of love, is Five of Swords in reverse is about winning a battle, but at what cost? As you can see, sort of like he's won, but it's in war. Victory is not really a good victory because there was losses on both sides. You know what I mean? So I think that maybe some people are fearing making a decision because they feel like it's a lose-lose sort of situation or a win-lose situation in love, but that's not the case. That's not the case. So let's see. With the Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups coming up, both in reverse, it's saying that there is a solid foundation and a romantic energy to move forward, but we may not be seeing it right now because we haven't made the decision really solid yet. Because we may be fearing that victory at what cost. So let's get some clarifiers on that. So the Eight of Wands and the Seven of Wands. Eight of Wands being about, Eight of Wands being about fast movement and decisions being made, like once the wands are in the air, they're going to land a certain way is kind of what this says. But it being in reverse, it might be saying that the movement might feel like it's stagnant, like it's not moving forward, or like the communication isn't coming in, that kind of a thing. And especially with the Seven of Swords, he's defensive. He's defending his beliefs, but it's kind of not really necessary. He may be defending something that isn't really worth defending just for the sake of it, just because he's stubborn or whatever, what have you. Okay, then we had the Sun and the Page of Pentacles. So both in reverse. There's a lot of reverse cards here. I don't know. I was feeling like the energy today was very positive, that the union kind of made a step forward. But I feel like what this is saying is that in the 3D, we may be moving forward, which is good. Emotionally, he needs to, or we both need to be focusing on our healing right now. Self-healing. So this healing needs to take place for both, not just the divine masculine, but for the divine feminine as well. And so that this offer of moving forward to build this solid foundation. Let's get clarifiers. Thank you. Yeah, okay, yeah. So, a lot of reverse cards again. So the Three of Swords is about heartbreak, and then the Star is about hope and balance and emotions. So also about intuition. So I feel as though what this is saying is that there was definitely some progress made, because we're purging our past pain. There's this hope moving forward. They may not be seeing it, we may not be seeing it, but we're feeling it. So even though nothing's actually changed physically, there's a lot going on under the surface. And the last set here is the Five of Cups and the Devil in reverse. Five of Cups is about feeling like you don't have enough. Here, I'll show you the right side up so you can see the image. So, he's crying over spilt milk, but he's got all that in the background. He's got the two cups right there. He's got what more than, he thinks he has. And then, so we're just not seeing that right now. And the Devil being about temptation and toxicity, imbalance. So let's get, wait, these were upside down. Right, okay. Like, did I put the deck upside, like, what's going on? We got Temperance in reverse and the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles, she, to me, can represent the divine feminine, and Temperance is about balance. Sorry, Temperance. And that's funny that Temperance came up today, because Temperance was the card of the day on I have an app on my phone called Galaxy Tarot, and the card of the day was Temperance. And Temperance is all about finding the balance by sort of experimenting, add one little thing and then see what changes, add another thing and then see what changes, and try to find the balance. So it's almost like being a scientist, trying to, change one variable at a time and then find out the reaction and try to get to that perfect solution. So I feel like we're trying to do that right now, especially as for the divine feminines here. I'm seeing that we are releasing a lot of stuff from the past. We're releasing a lot of stuff, and we're trying to find this balance. We're trying to, both the divine masculine and feminine are trying to heal these past traumas that have occurred, trying to move past our own defensiveness and our own boundaries that we've set. Not boundaries, barriers, because boundaries are healthy. Barriers are not necessary. Barriers, you create a barrier to keep yourself safe, but in doing so, you actually block out the love that would, if it was to come in, you would feel satisfied. You know what I'm saying? So by trying to protect yourself out of fear, you're preventing all of this love in your life. You're preventing yourself from moving forward. You're keeping yourself stuck and stagnant. And that's a losing battle. You know, you can build these barriers as high as you want, but eventually they're going to come crumbling down, because most likely if they're built on fear, then they're built on an unstable foundation. So, and that's kind of what I'm seeing here with this Ace of Pentacles upside down, is that there has been an unstable foundation built, and so it needs to come down to be able to be rebuilt into something much stronger. And that strong foundation is going to be about love. You know, when you build up love, it's got revolving doors. You know, actually, you know what? It has no doors. It's just open and free. So anybody can come in and go out as you please, because when you love, you have faith and you trust. So you're not in fear about who's coming in and out of your house. Like, you can set boundaries. Yes, you can say you can only come this far. And then once you get to that point, you have to make sure that you take off your shoes and everything's, you know, don't track any dirt into my house. But it's nice to have that open house policy where it's like, okay, you can come in because I unconditionally love you. And a lot of the time when you emit that frequency, you will attract that frequency to you. So if you're putting up these walls to keep people out, you're gonna attract people who, yeah, you should probably keep them out. You know, if you've got a million, you know, anti-theft devices all over your car, it may actually do the opposite. That tact may backfire, because then you've got thieves going, what's he got in there that's so good he's trying to protect? You know what I mean? Whereas if you leave it kind of all open, and I think that's where we're moving towards, is once we all collectively heal, there's no need to have locks on our doors. There's no need to have fear, because when we're not quite there yet, but when we get there, yeah, we won't have to fear. We won't have to shut people out. We won't have to push people away. You see what I'm saying? I read a thing about like Japan, where they're just raised with this very respectful moral integrity. They're raised to be very, very, very respectful, very honorable, and very disciplined. And the positive aspect of this is that you go to Japan and people leave their keys in their cars when they go into a store. People leave their children like unattended. It's common to see that, because there's no fear, because everyone's been raised that way, and everybody respects everybody else, and nobody steals, and nobody, you know, like, people wouldn't even think of that, because it's just not in their repertoire. It's just not in their mental space. It's not in their consciousness. And so I feel as though, not to get all political, but in the States, there's a lot of, you know, we need to have guns. We need to have, you know, we need to protect ourselves. It's like, yeah, but your country has the highest level of gun related deaths, of attacks and things like that. And it's like, and then the rebuttal to that is, oh, well, we need more guns to protect ourselves. It's like, you're not getting it. Do you not see that you need to actually restrict the guns? But it's twofold. You need to teach the people to love each other, because it's such a capitalist society that everybody's against everybody. And that only breeds this me over them. But that's not what humanity's all about. Humanity's all about, or is going to be all about, is supposed to be all about, helping each other and loving each other and moving forward together as a species, you know, as a collective, because we are a collective. Whether you see it or not, energetically, we are all one. And we need to help each other to move forward, and not compete against each other, holding each other back and hurting each other, and compete, and, you know, like, just attacking each other. Why do we do this? Why? Where is that getting us? Nowhere. Are we evolving from that? No. It's part of the process. Every society has to go through, you know, that learning phase, and I feel like that's what we're in right now as well, which was the energies this morning too. So, okay. this all ties together in that sense, is that we are in this learning phase of purging, of getting out all of our fears and insecurities so that we can move forward. We're healing the past, acknowledging what we did wrong, and learning to move forward from that because of that. So we're learning that we don't need to necessarily protect ourselves in an aggressive way when, you know, it's almost like, it's like when people get hurt, they want to go out and hurt other people. Sometimes, not everybody. But what really needs to happen is when you get hurt, you heal yourself from that hurt. Learn from it what it was trying to teach you, and then come back with even more love to give. So by doing that, you become stronger. You become stronger and you become more able to heal other people who have gone through that same hurt and trauma. So everything is a blessing, and it's our responsibility to acknowledge those blessings in whatever form that they come in. I'm not saying, go and seek out abusive relationships or go put yourself in a situation where you're vulnerable in that respect, like where your life is in danger. No, I'm not saying that at all. And I'm not saying to accept it either, but I am saying that it's necessary to move forward, to not stay stuck in this energy of pain and trauma and trying to build these barriers against the world and separate ourselves from the world, because we're not separate. And even within the Twin Flame Collective, separating ourselves from our twin flame counterpart is counterproductive, because we've never been separate, we'll never be separate. We are the same soul incarnated into two separate entities, into two separate physical vehicles, and we are tied, we are bound, we are one. And what that's teaching us is that all of humanity is a reflection of that as well. You are me, I am you. We're all one at a different level. You just trace the lineage back as far as you want to go, because that lineage, we're all the same. We stem from the same consciousness. So, not to ramble on, but sorry, just go off on my big old tangent there. Let's get some angels, because I feel like the angels want to communicate that one. Oh my god. When I came home from school, I pulled this one to do with my twin flame, and this is what came up. So this has come up 2 times now, clairvoyance. Archangel Raziel, I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. Yeah, so once we all awaken this clairvoyance, which is happening, the collective is going through these, indigo and crystal children. This is our generation. This is us. We are here to change this. We are here to change the collective by bringing our higher vibration and by being aware of all of this energy, being able to transmute it and move forward and grow and keep our vibration high. By doing that, we are affecting the collective because we are part of that collective now. We came here for this purpose, to help, to be of service, because that's ultimately what we're about. As lightworkers, we are here to be of service. We are here to heal ourselves, and by healing ourselves, we heal the collective. And we are here to heal the collective, and by healing other people, we heal ourselves. So it's a two-way street. You heal, you get healed. You heal yourself, you heal others. It's awesome. And it can go the other direction. If you hurt somebody else, you're hurting yourself. And if you hurt yourself, you're hurting somebody else. So this clairvoyance and this sensitivity, because that's what we are. We're the indigo and crystal children. We are sensitive, empaths. We are intuitives. We are clairvoyant. We have all of the clairs: clairsentience, claircognizance, clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairgustance, which is tasting. I don't know if I have that one. I don't know if anybody has that one. Comment, let me know. That would be cool. But once we get to this higher perspective, we can see things differently. We see it from that angelic, from that higher vibrational perspective. And it allows us to change things. It allows us to really understand things. And it allows us to heal. I want one more, I think. Yeah, it's this one. Prioritize. What'd she say? Oh, it's Metatron. Archangel Metatron. Focus on your highest priorities. I will help you get organized and motivated. Yeah, I needed that right now. I really needed that right now because my priorities sometimes they get out of whack. There can be imbalance. Like I'll focus on one thing too much and then to the detriment of something else. So this is about finding balance and balancing your priorities. So what's the priority here? The priority is to heal. The priority is to let go of the past, to let go of being defensive and being toxic and being all of these things, because when we heal ourselves, we're healing our twin flame, we're healing the collective, and we're healing the whole earth. That's huge, you know? And that's not something to be intimidated by. That's not something to be fearful of. That's amazing. That's a gift. And that's a gift to be shared. Okay, guys. Before I ramble on for too much longer, I'm going to wrap this up. I hope that resonated with some of you guys. If it did, don't forget to like. That way I know, oh, yay, people are receiving the messages. And subscribe, turn on notifications if you'd like to continue this journey together with me, this spiritual ascension journey and this twin flame journey, because that ultimately the twin flame journey is about spiritual ascension, where it's part of our service to the world. By coming together, twin flames, it's not just about a romantic relationship. Yeah, that's part of it, but by coming together, you release 0 point energy, and 0 point energy affects the collective, and it helps to transmute all of the negative that is now being purged. So that's why this is an activation year, and that's why there's been so much purging in the past with the collective within the last year to 2 years, especially. It's been coming to a point now where, especially with the eclipses, that the triggers are really catalyst for this purging. And as light workers, we're here to heal that. So by coming together with our twin flames, we help to increase the healing energy that's available for the collective. And also we that's in the energetic realm, and then in the physical realm as well. A lot of, or most twin flames, the whole point is to come together and to be of service. So to do spiritual work, to work in the spiritual realm, whatever it is, if you're healing others, you're counseling, you're reading tarot. I mean, this is like my examples, but it could be anything that you do that you love and that you're passionate about. You are giving that energy to the collective and you're healing. So it doesn't have to be philanthropic. It doesn't have to be, charities and donations and, saving people literally. It can be just by being your authentic self, whether you like to draw, you like to write, you like to sing, you like to dance, you like to dig holes, whatever you want to do. When you do what you love, you emit a higher frequency and you're helping the collective. So by having all of these people trapped in jobs that they hate for money, it's slavery. It's not just physical slavery, but it's also energetic slavery. They are, the construct is to keep you in that lower vibrational state so that you're not enjoying what you're doing.